Well, hello there and welcome back, you lovely lot. Today we've got an autumnal design for you and we're using Moyra. So the first one we're going to do is a marble. So we're coming in with Cologne, Peace and Moon White, and I'm going to swirl them with my brush and then pop it around that cuticle area so it's nice and neat. And then we're going to make a small wall. It's not going to be a colour block as such, I'm just going to do it with my brush. I just need a clear section of the nail which I'm actually going to put the leaves down. So I'm loving these autumnal colours. I mean, Moyra is just amazing. I'm going to go in with the three same colours, only this time I'm going to add the gold, which is called Treasure. And what I'm going to do is again swirl them around, leading it up to the tip and then building a small wall. Now I did find that Treasure was super pigmented and prominently gold. I mean, you know, there was no mistaking the shine in that, and Treasure was aptly named. So I came in with a little bit of that Cologne, which is the darker brown, and then a little bit of Peace, which is the lighter shade. Now I'm just coming in with a tiny bit of acrylic and I'm just going to put some of these leaves into that acrylic as a clear panel through that nail. Neatening up that wall just a little bit, making sure my sides are okay and these leaves are exactly where I want them to be. And then we're coming in on the pointer finger and we're coming in with the extension powder, which is Moyra's cover, and it is lovely. And then what I do is I do it at slant as always, and then I'm going to do a marble on the tip. So I come in with Moon White, Treasure, that one's Peace I think, the darker one's Cologne, and then swirl them together on the tip. And then while that acrylic is still wet, I'll put some leaves, some of them beautiful burnt orange leaves along that join of those two colours. Now the autumn leaves I've got in, they're in two different shades. One's like a burnt orange that shimmers gold, and one's in like a really deep green that also shimmers gold. A little bit of acrylic there so I can get it on that dry bit of acrylic. Now I made a bit of a boo-boo here and I've left it in. I went in and that bead was far too wet. I did not drain it enough. Now I practiced these extended nail beds. I practiced and I really proper got it down, and I haven't done it for ages. And this is what happens when you don't do it. You do a tray and you make a bit of a mess. So what I do is put the bead on, I feather it back at the back of that bead. So there we go, 45-degree angle, feather that back, then I concentrate on the top. Now I've brought a drier bead up on top here now, and then what I'll do is push that down from the top to make sure that it's gone from side to side. There's a bit of acrylic just on that clear and I wanted it off, so I just push it with the tip, but the rest is done with the belly of that brush. So when it's a little bit wet, like mine was, wait for it to dry off a little bit, wait for it to set up rather. Wait for it to set up before you start trying to manoeuvre it, otherwise you're just wasting your time. It doesn't take long. And then I come in with that cuticle bead in at the back and then feather that up and over that wall that I've built that I can put my colour up to. So leave that to set, and we're coming in on the thumber and we're going to use another nail bed here with that extension cover powder, and this one is going to be Peace. So we use Peace all on the tip. It's a beautiful copper brown. A bit more. You can see how tiny those beads are. It's so pigmented. You really don't need a lot. When I first got Moyra, I wasted a lot. You know, I picked up like a normal size bead as you would of coloured acrylic, and it just doesn't need it at all. So here I come in with those green leaves, and you can see the copper in it. It matches that brown beautifully. And this is Cologne, and I'm going to use it all up this nail. I'm doing a full nail of this baby because she's beautiful. She is the most gorgeous chocolate brown with a hint of pink. I know, crazy, right? But proper nice. She is gorgeous. And again, tiny bead. Get it around. Look at how small that is. I mean, I'm feathering it back, but it doesn't need it. And it helps when you're working super thin. Right, okay, so back to the smile line. I have filed that in, as you can see. Now I'm coming in with Peace on the right, and I push it very gently up that side wall and then fade it into the tip, and then I'm going to come in with Cologne on the left. Push it up right into that side wall, fade it up on the tip, and then what I'm going to do is come in with a tiny bit of Treasure. Now, because she's so pigmented on the other nails, I did reduce the size of that bead and just use the very tip to pick up that gold acrylic. I think I come in with a little bit of each colour now because that Cologne kind of took over. So I come in with a little bit of Peace on the right. Feather that down a bit. Where's Peace? Come on. There we are. So put a little bit of that just to match it up and just to blend that together, and it blended beautifully. And then look at that tiny bit of gold, because I didn't want it to take over, because I realised just how pigmented it was on the last one. So I filed that all into shape, and I'm going over with a little bit of acetone, and this will smooth over the surface of those nails. And then, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Puppy's obviously very demanding. She waits for me to do a voiceover. Right, okay, let's crack on. So I wanted you to see that gorgeous pink shimmer that is in Cologne. It is absolutely stunning. So I've zoomed in for this beautiful top coat time so that you can have a look at the intensity of these beautiful shades that are Moyra. Then what I'm going to do is bring you to the end of this video, guys. So I just want to say thank you very much for tuning in today. If you have enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, I would absolutely love it if you would. As always, everything used today will be in the description box below, and there's a clip at the end for you to see this design close up and personal, all finished and polished off. Alright then, guys, thanks for watching today. Until next time, bye.